You've reached Call in Mockery.
Doesn't seem to matter what I do. I'm always a number two. No one knows how hard I try. Mark Ronson. Oh, I got problems that I can't explain. Driving me insane. But I sleep alone tonight. I'm just Joey. This is Landon, and this is Colin Mockery.
How we doing?
You's thinking we's talking Oscars, mate?
You's thinking wrong.
You's thinking
On opposite day.
Oh, it's our Oscars special. 3 days too late.
3 days too late, not a moment too soon.
This is the Oscar special. Colin Mockery.
I gotta ask you this, because this was an idea I had. And
I'm just Joey.
we should make shirts that say Genergy. And it's like, got a picture of Kyle and the other.
We could make one that says Joey. But it's in the Ken font.
Yeah.
Or the Barbie font.
Barbie font, maybe on the Rainbow Sherpa.
Extra hot for the sweaty days.
I'd love that. If one of our fans came up to us and they were wearing the Joey Sherpa, I'd say, what the hell's wrong with you? But I'd love it, no less. I'd love it.
You ever see a photo of someone wearing the Kenergy or like something Barbie merch related, but the person wearing it is someone who you know didn't understand the message?
Right.
And you're like, I know you didn't understand that message.
I know you was on his side the whole movie.
You just thought it was funny that he was wearing pink and he was singing that little song. You didn't get the underlying message of the movie.
And I do it. I mansplain to them, and then I manspread to them. Whoa. Shai Halud.
That was good, but do it again while I play the bass note.
My seat is just...
Whatever. I watched the movies, but I still don't know what the hell they're saying.
So there's the Sand People. Their names is...
Freeman. And then there's the Harkonnens, and then the Atreides, and then the Emperors, and there's other houses that I don't even know nothing about yet.
Well, before I see the second one, there is on the DVD of the first Dune, it gives you, there's like about the houses and stuff. There's a little, here's the information you need. Here's what I say. Don't put that on the DVD after you've watched the movie.
Maybe put it in the movie, kid.
I need that going into the movie. Put it at the front of the movie. As like, do a little Lord of the Rings thing.
Yeah, like,
Where it's like
There were 7 houses.
Atreides, Harkonnen, Freeman. That's like, okay, Freeman, free men.
Yeah.
You think I don't I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, and we love it.
I am God. Morgan Freeman. Yeah, I thought I heard Freeman. I was like, Froman would be a good name for like Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago. Hey, what are you still doing in this movie? Get out. The credits are over. But beep beep. Guy hit someone with his car. We're all okay with it.
Joey hit his aunt with his car. Look, we're all over the place.
Don't test me.
We're all over the place. We said it was the Oscar show.
Let's zoom
then we went to Dune for a second. Then we went to Dune 2 for a second. And I'm doing to you what I would like to do to the audience, which is welcome them to the Oscar special.
Hello. I've got a question while we open. First of all, we have a sponsor for the Oscar special. The Oscars they always get a swag bag, which I think they always are like, yeah, each one has like $180,000 of stuff.
Yeah, it's like an iPad 16.
Yeah, and then they're up there going like,
stuff.
what we do matters, and I'm just like, you got so much stuff in a bag.
And you're rich celebrities. Why
Yeah.
did you get the free stuff?
You got the free. Really, you get. And are you honestly? I'm asking. You're going to use the Xbox X?
They're not. That's the thing. Then
What do I hook this up to? They're busy. They have so much money.
You even hear people like certain. I won't say any other podcast name on this podcast because no free plugs, as we always say. But I've heard people that aren't even like super celebrities.
Yeah.
On podcasts be like, I have 12 iPads because I just get them. I go to the MTV Movie Awards.
So they give them away to other people.
Yeah, so
like they have so many iPads
like,
there in
do you
Apple
want
Store.
one?
Yeah. I got it. I made up the number. I just pulled the number out of my ass.
Wow.
I said $180,000. Here's the CNBC. Here's what's inside the nearly $180,000 Oscar gift bag given to Christopher Nolan, Lily Gladstone. I made that number up. I thought, here's a number that's high enough to be funny.
Yeah.
Not really.
It's real.
What is in this bag? I have to continue reading. What do you want to be in there?
What, me?
It's filled with more than 50 gifts.
Cartier.
What do you think the cheapest thing in there is?
Givenchy. The cheapest thing is probably like a wallet from Dolce & Gabbana.
It's actually much cheaper than that. It's a $15 Rubik's Cube.
Why?
You know who has time to do that? I've got 2 of these things sitting at my house.
They just
I have 3 at my house.
They cut to Robert Downey Jr. It's like,
Picked up a new hobby, babe.
it's actually pretty easy.
There's also an invitation to enjoy a stay at a Swiss ski chalet.
Swiss ski chalet.
$50,000.
That's pretty nice.
It is an invitation.
Yeah, that's
so.
kinda,
I wonder if you get the money. You know, is it like you get a $50,000 stay at a ski chalet, or we'll give you just $30,000 cash?
I bet probably not. It's the offer, and then Emma Stone and her beautiful beau are going to stay at our ski chalet. Mm-hmm. That's worth $50,000 to us because then that creates buzz. People want to come more. I don't know.
The gift bag rarely ever fits into a single suitcase. We have a piece of Olympia luggage that's the biggest rolling duffel bag they make. That on its own is probably $500
At least.
and then it usually spills over into these eco-friendly tote bags. Thank God the tote bags are eco-friendly.
Thank God.
While these people are getting more iPad, and then I have to.
Every single one gets a Rubik's Cube. That's just plastic.
Crazy.
That's just.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh man.
This will go great on my farm that my wife takes care of, and I act like I also do when I'm on David Letterman's talk show on Netflix.
Well, she's my veterinarian because she gives me horse medicine.
And of course, I love Robert Downey Jr. He deserves the award, but he's the only person I can think of right now
Who is more wacko than Jacko?
and that I can kind of do his voice.
Yeah, I can't do any of the other best nominees' voices.
No.
Right.
If I took a
Mark
tranquilizer,
Ruffalo.
if I took a horse tranquilizer, I could maybe do Lily Gladstone in the movie.
In the movie.
Because she's been, spoiler alert, drugged.
Well, not spoiler alert because 10 minutes into the movie they say, here's
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah, that's
And you spend the whole movie going, I wonder if he did it.
Yeah.
So, but what I want to say is, do you think it would be funny? Do you think for, 3 hours or something?
Yeah.
Do you think we could do a live episode next year that would be funny?
Yeah.
No matter who's up there, we are cracking ass. Our viewers are loving it. We're mansplaining the whole thing, right?
I think so. I'd have to see all of them this time for sure, though.
I didn't watch it this year.
Oh. I watched this. So you did this whole thing where
I
you
did
watched.
the work. What I love is art. I love the movies.
Oh, give me
but
a
I'm just so far removed from the bollocks of this Hollywood system.
Oh, give me a break.
Where they all come up on stage and they stand there, right? They go up.
Yep.
Mark Ruffalo. Throughout the years, we have seen you be sad, happy, cry, laugh, be angry, be happy, be nice, be sad, and laugh and cry. But one thing we know above all others is you are a nice boy. Ryan Gosling, your movie. No, wait, who was it? It was Christoph. Ryan Gosling, I saw the Barbie movie. Not good. Why do we laugh at the funny man? He make us laugh, but also it make us think, I guess. Not sure. Good job, boy.
Yeah.
Everyone else is up crying like, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
And he just gets this guy. It's like, I don't know.
I'm not entirely sure that I've ever seen you in movie.
English is not my first language, so Barbie was confusing to watch in the slightest.
Where did that guy go, Christoph Waltz?
I don't know.
He was the hugest for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we all just got sick of him, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who
sick of
else is like that. I'm gonna look it up because I have a good answer for this.
Okay.
But what I say is we get on TikTok, we get the corn, right? We have some corn, we have some drinks, and we watch. We just because the Hollywood, it's so crazy what they do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so crazy to think about.
We could do that.
So,
You're just asking if I would want to?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll do
But my point is I didn't watch the actual awards because I wanted to watch the movies and I have to sit through.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I don't know what makes me mad about it. But of course, our Oscar special is brought to you by a new company that's also eco-friendly, which is Liquid Death, because you want to crack yours open?
Yeah.
So thirsty. They are eco-friendly because they moved water from the plastic to the can, which is infinitely recyclable. You murder your thirst, it says on here.
Yeah.
They have 3 new flavors out, which I've tried, and I brought them here today also to try.
Wow,
only 2 because there's only 2 of us.
Yeah, that's really good. I've been wanting to try this one. I've seen it in the store.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things you think, well, I know we're sponsored. I shouldn't buy one. I'll get one for free.
Right.
So, but I'm excited to try it. It tastes really good. This is really good. This is a flavor called Unparallelable.
Yeah, that's good. I did take a sip of yours and then seal it back up, shake it up. But it was good. I got a new one here, which is the guy I'm thinking about is Ben Mendelsohn.
Oh, sure.
Where'd old Ben go? We loved him.
I just saw him in something. He's coming up.
This is convicted melon flavored. Convicted melon.
Good, right?
You know what I think would make it even better? Add a little salt.
Oh, interesting.
Add a little salt to the water. And that way,
you don't have to eat. You don't have to eat if you add a little salt to the water. So let's get into you caught up on all the movies.
I'm going to show you something here. If I said this is from a movie directed by Steven Spielberg, the picture of T.J. Miller
as
I
Rock.
Rock, you would say no,
not
a Spielberg.
I don't treat these people as any more than what they are. They're not genius. They're not masterminds. They are not gods. They are people that make good and bad stuff just like any of us.
I made bad this morning.
Yeah. I can do bad all by myself.
Thank you.
So you caught up with the Oscar movies. You watched them all. Is this true?
2 that I did not watch.
Okay.
American Fiction. Did not have time because we saw, what did we see? The last 2 we had to see were Poor Things and Anatomy of a Fall.
Sure.
And that was like the day before the Oscars. And then I said, you want to go see Dune 2 today? And I was asked, who are you talking to? I've been sitting in a theater every day. So I didn't see American Fiction. I didn't see Maestro. I'll be honest, Maestro's not on my radar in terms of something I'm going to watch.
Sure.
Just not my cuppa.
Yeah.
But I did see Poor Things, incredible. And when I saw it, I said, she should win. Emma Stone should win for this movie for best actress.
Yeah.
And there was debate about it. And I see people mad. I read an article that was like about people mad that she won.
People are mad she won.
I read like an NBC article and it was like Twitter user at 68GNBC2QLN said, and I was like, The biggest news sources
You're the
are
news.
just you're pulling from fake accounts.
Yeah.
Don't they know Twitter is
That's
all
a bot?
bots?
It's all bots.
And they're like, she stole the award from this person and then stole it from someone on stage. Just like
yeah.
all of the fake. And it's like there's no real controversy.
Well, but real people do believe that Lily Gladstone was snubbed, which, again, we talked about this before. A fine performance, but when it is still a competition.
Yeah.
And I know her performance is a subtle, stoic, contemplative sort of embodiment of a character who is asleep for half of a movie.
And when I watch interviews with her, she's kind of being the same.
Yeah, that's kind of her vibe,
I'm
which is
seeing
cool.
your vibe.
And I think she's cool.
I think she deserved to be nominated.
She's a good performer. It's a good performance.
And then I saw Poor Things.
And then you have someone, yes, going through the stages of becoming a person right before your eyes.
And the thing that I think viewers that don't get into the minutia of making a film, not understanding something I was trying to figure out going through the movie, not really a spoiler, but her having to figure out filming probably out of sequence,
Right.
how she is talking and moving in every single scene,
Yeah.
subtly changes over the course of the film.
Yeah.
To go back to the broken speech or how fluently she's talking, mixed with her movements and how she's thinking about things.
Yeah.
On just any given random day you have to go to work.
Right.
I was like, that is incredibly hard just to think about
Yeah.
that. And even if they shot it in sequence, to subtly understand the pace of a film,
Right.
to do that and everything she's doing, I thought Mark Ruffalo should have also won.
Yeah. He was great.
I thought Robert Downey Jr. was great, but Mark Ruffalo's like Charlie Chaplin. I've never seen him do a part like that before.
No,
It was
especially for
crazy.
him. Yeah. It was
So
great.
just physical and over the top, but not in a way that's like a cartoon. It was just perfect for that. And I was like, they should both win. She won, great.
She won great. Can I say one thing that I didn't want to say before when I saw Poor Things?
Please.
Poor Things, great performances throughout, except one, which is one of the worst performances I've ever seen in a
who you're
movie.
gonna see.
I don't know how he got the part.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's in the movie. Gerard Carmichael.
Yeah.
I think he's a fine stand-up comedian.
It took me out of the movie.
He's terrible.
It
In
is
the movie, he's terrible. He's terrible at acting.
baffling choice. He's not. He's just reading a script almost in front of him, right? Like
Yeah.
for the first time.
It looks like he's never tried acting before.
My darling, you must go out into the world. It sounds like you've never been out into the world.
No, it just doesn't make any sense.
I think it was maybe solely sometimes directors they do so like picking Emma Stone, who he's worked with before, or Mark Ruffalo saying like, this is the part for you.
Yeah.
You have to do this. And sometimes they'll just pick someone that they're like, they looked like what I had in mind or something.
Yeah.
And I feel like he maybe has this look that sort of can't really be placed in time, where the movie, you don't know, it's like, is this the future? Is this is this the past? It's an alternate world, right? There's some sort of alternate timeline they're on from our own. And it's like, maybe he looks the part that he wanted, but I'm like, but you could also get that in someone that can act.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't seem comfortable being there.
No, yeah, it doesn't seem fair to anyone. Cuz everyone acting around him has to try to create some type of energy there that there isn't.
Yeah.
And he obviously shouldn't be in a movie. So don't put him in one.
When we watched it, I was thinking about, I was like, I can't believe Landon did not bring this up.
I didn't want to take you out of it because you already would be taken out of it anyway.
It was just such a strange choice.
I think it's also like directors are like, oh, that's my favorite comedian.
Yeah.
It would be cool to work with him. He could play this guy. And then you're on set and you're like, shit, my favorite comedian sucks.
And I've already like gassed him up all this time saying I can't wait to have you in the movie. You can't just fire him.
The very best comedian I ever did see.
And I kept trying to watch it in terms. I was like, well, not everyone knows he's a stand-up. There are people that are going to be seeing him for the first time.
Right.
This is their only context to see him.
Yeah, they'll be like,
but
who
you know
the
what?
hell?
I've also seen Emma Stone in 19 other films.
Yeah.
And you know who I didn't see in this movie? Emma Stone.
Exactly.
Because she completely embodied the role of Bella. And I didn't see freaking Chin Boy for all his chin.
Willem Dafoe.
Willem.
He's incredible in the movie. Why isn't he nominated?
I don't know.
That's one of the most incredible performances, I think, of the year to me.
Do you think because people love to take the crazy performer. I feel like he sometimes fits in that role of like he just goes ham.
Yeah, like the Nick Cage.
Whatever. Al Pacino, who will come up here in a second for more than one reason. But then it's like, oh, he is a good actor and he's doing exactly what the part wants. Just like in every other movie. This is where I get pissed off. Like Nick Cage, he's doing what the movie's asking.
Yeah.
They're like, he's so crazy.
Yeah.
Because the character is crazy. Al Pacino.
It's on purpose.
I told you I watched Heat, the famous She Got a Great Ass movie.
Great ass.
It's the perfect delivery for what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's not like that the whole movie. There's this explosion at this guy for a reason, to intimidate him. It's awesome. And then this weekend, I took a little of your advice. Didn't see Dune 2. I did remember I watched another movie. But I watched Dog Day Afternoon.
Hey, I haven't seen that one yet.
The old Lumet film.
Yeah.
Because I said, I've had that on my old little box.
Oh,
And you
that's
brought
right.
him up.
You have it for free.
So I watched it. Incredible. He's awesome in it. And he's doing that. It's like people just bring up he's crazy.
Yeah.
He's awesome in the movie. He goes crazy at certain points. You're like, yeah, you would.
Yeah.
He's this freak in this movie.
Yeah.
A little freak boy, but not all the time. But when he is, so just stop talking about people.
Yep, that's kind of our motto on the show.
But that was cool. Oh, and then Anatomy of a Fall was the other one.
Oh yeah, how was
Great.
that?
Courtroom drama, I think.
I want to see that.
Be a good way to say it.
bad. Oh, I want to see it so bad.
Very well written. It's filmed well. You're like
Right.
the whole time. There's nothing. I don't want to say anything to spoil the movie, but it's just a crime happened, maybe, and they're trying to figure it out, and you're seeing both sides of it, and you're in the courtroom and you're dealing with marital troubles that are just written very, realistically to. It's just like, how is this not a real thing that happened almost? Check that out.
Yeah, I gotta see that.
Another very long movie. It's over 2.5 hours. A lot of long movies this year.
That's something I wanted to talk about.
They were all long.
They're all long, but of course, here's the thing. Then Jimmy Kimmel goes on and he hosts the Oscars,
And
right?
he goes off.
And he goes off.
The most timid yogurt way possible.
But then this is what drives me nuts. He does his little jokes. They're all softball, like the lowest hanging fruit, which is kind of what he does anyway. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes, to me, it's not exactly interesting, usually. But
No, I can also tear up and talk about Trump he's going to take the kids away. All of a sudden, he's like on his soapbox.
yeah.
Do your job. Be funny. Stop talking about politics. Trump 2024.
Joey.
I didn't say it. It was Beelzebub.
But so he does his little jokes. But then, so then you see online, Jimmy Kimmel is a monster for saying, like, whatever. Like, okay, come on, guys. Do we have to be...
I'm done with the internet.
That's what I logged off finally. I said, I can't deal with
After
this
the
anymore.
Oscars, the most nothing of anything, to have all the controversy surrounding...
People are mad at Kimmel. People are mad at Emma Stone for winning. People are mad at Ludwig Göransson because he thanked his parents for giving him instruments instead of video games. So now you have the gamers online being like, wow, we still just don't think of games as art. Pretty interesting that a guy who makes music wouldn't know that the music in video games is actually the best music that you could ever listen to. And it's like, maybe he was just thanking his parents for giving him instruments, which is what he does for a living now. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's it.
You know what? Maybe he asked for video games and they gave him instruments instead. You know?
Yeah.
And he found out, oh, I love this. And he's just thanking them. Thank you for giving me this instead of this. That's it.
That's it.
Emma Stone maybe was confused about who do I hold the award? You're panicking.
Right.
No one that is giving any sort of guff McGruff to these people has ever won the biggest award in their field.
Well, that's
and
the
had
thing.
to stand up and go on stage and be like, no one tells you what you kind of know what to do, but like you're having a
Exactly. And there's 5 people up there for some reason.
She's panicked. She said that she's like, I'm panicking if you can't tell.
Yeah.
My dress is broken. I don't know what to do. Then they're like, she didn't take it from her. She only took it from her friend. And then they're getting mad at
Downey
because he's not hugging everybody.
Yeah.
And then they're like, but here's a picture of him hugging people after the awards. Because you're just taking your thing. You got to go do the thing. Your job is not to go up there and be like, Sam Rockwell, what you did. And
You don't have to do what they just did to you. You know?
I loved everything every time, all over the place. And yes, you are short round.
It's crazy to hold anyone to any kind of standard.
And what they're doing in that 2 seconds on TV,
Yeah.
you know when you have time to do that? Backstage.
Yeah.
Talk to the people, do whatever. They all know each other.
Yeah. They probably talked before the thing. Like, hey, we're going to do this where we introduce you.
And
That'd be cool. Ba, 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 ba. Then they go to the governor's ball. They go to after party, after party, after party. They're talking. It's fine.
And some
it
of
doesn't
them
matter.
are more friends. It's just like weird to be like, he didn't. It's like, maybe you don't know, but should I hug this? I've seen Meryl Streep on TV.
Yeah.
I've seen her on the TV.
Yeah.
Does
she want me to hug?
Does she want me to hug her? Then I'm going to get in trouble. Joey gropes Meryl Streep again.
Can you feel the Joey? She's like, I can.
The Joey.
That's the shirt. Okay. But, and with Ludwig,
Yes, Ludwig.
it's like, really? People still don't think video games are art or whatever? He didn't say that. He said he is happy he has instruments instead of video games. He probably plays video games too.
He does now. They gave him a Series X in his duffel bag.
And by the way, yeah. He's one of the most sought after composers right now. He just won an Oscar. What have you ever done by playing video games? You've never won an award for playing video games. Maybe one person every year at the Gamer Awards.
Yeah.
But you're still not by playing Mario, you do not create anything for the world.
You know who created something for the world? The guy that made Mario.
Right. And maybe playing a game inspires you to seek that out. But the analogy of either getting instruments for Christmas or a video game for Christmas, that isn't the same thing.
The ratio is off.
If he said, thanks to my parents for giving me a drum machine and a guitar for Christmas instead of giving me a computer with programming software so that I can create my own video games. That's the one-to-one.
And then he said, because those are stupid and not worth anyone's time.
That's the one-to-one that you are being mad about online for no reason.
You're being mad online.
But then, of course, Kimmel, here's what I really wanted to say. None of that I don't care about.
Yeah.
Kimmel made the joke about every movie is too long. And now at every award show they do it because it's true. And here's the annoying thing. It is true, and also it's annoying to joke about it. So everyone's kind of stuck in this little place where you're like, yeah, these movies are too long, but I'm also annoyed by anyone bringing up the fact that they're too long. It's just strange.
They also all won ostensibly the they are the best movies that came out last. Like
Yeah.
it feels like, hey, all these movies are too long. We got to do something about this because
And
they
they
all
suck.
suck.
Yeah.
You gave 10 of them the best movie award,
Yeah.
and they're all long. So what do we care about? And you know what? Poor Things didn't feel that long to me.
Yeah. I'd watch that longer.
I went in there and I was like, all right, we're going through these, and then I saw Anatomy of a Fall is the longest. It does get a little like, I mean, there's not any action or anything.
Yeah.
But if you're into the story and you're kind of wanting to see it all open itself up in a natural way,
Yeah.
and by the time it ended, I was like, that's the end? Like, it ended? And you've
You
been there
wanted
for 2.5
more.
hours. More. And it's got the lady, she's in
Zone of Interest.
Zone of Interest, doing something completely different. That is even more, and she wasn't up for Zone of Interest, so I'm like, well, what counts for Best Actress here?
Bah.
Because she's doing something completely different. You're seeing in 2 of the best movies of the year
Bah.
something completely different from her,
Bah.
which is another just who earns this award. Bah.
Can you feel Joey?
Well, so that's basically the Oscar wrap up. I don't know.
Well, I did have a question about the Oscars of
Okay.
something you brought up before, which comes from a little bushy-chinned man named Sam Rockwell coming on stage and saying, the Oscars go to a man who doesn't get out of character. Well, I didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah.
And but Robert Downey Jr. smiled and laughed like he knew. And 3 Billboards
Yeah.
is what he won for. And
Right.
you watched it, but you didn't talk about it.
Oh.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
Of course it's great. And I know when that was out, people were like, I think we're losing sight of movies are not necessarily about good people. Mm-hmm. Like that movie.
No one understands anything.
Like that movie he plays a very bad person. Mm-hmm. And by the end, you do kind of feel happy that he is teaming up with, I can't think of her name, but the main lady.
Yep. Frances.
Frances McDormand.
Yep.
Old Nomad herself, right?
Yeah. Here she comes again. Here she comes. I seen her in Nomad.
And you're like, God, I hate this guy, but also, you have these conflicting feelings, but that's the point in a lot of ways,
You're rooting. Well, in his case, you kind of feel like you're rooting for him to see the error of his thought process.
Yeah.
To be like, maybe he'll understand being racist is not the best path.
Yeah. Right.
But he's still done terrible things
Yeah.
to a number of people. He's in no way redeeming himself.
Right.
But you're seeing that he is kind of finding some sort of moral path.
He wants to redeem himself.
And you
by the
want
end.
him to.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean he's the
is.
hero
Right.
of your movie.
Right.
And that's the weird thing with Zone of It. People are like, that's the one about where you're on the Nazi side. Yes, you literally are on the Nazi side.
Of the fence.
But you are not rooting for, like, what
Right.
don't you get about seeing someone's point of view and not, you don't have to be on their side. And that frankly makes a much more interesting movie when you feel bad for them at one point
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, I forgot the guys. And then you follow him to his job where he's just discussing how many people they can burn up like the most efficiently after you feel kind of bad for him and his wife having a problem. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, oh no. The movie's doing what they want it to do.
Dang.
They're making you feel bad about like seeing them as people, but that makes them even more of monsters. That's the point.
Yeah.
Then you say, well, how can they have these feelings I'm having, but they're also doing the worst possible thing in history?
Yeah.
And people are like, you're on the Nazi side. You are smooth brained. If that movie won, people would be like, the Nazi movie won. The liberal Hollywood finally showed their face. Just completely not.
Well,
people don't know what anything means anymore.
I did see a tweet of Ben Shapiro's that he basically did say that. Because, as you know, he's a proud Jewish conservative freak.
You can't help but love him. And we are going to do a song with him soon. Don't worry.
Yeah, of course. But yeah,
We're going to do a right-wing rap song, and we're going to do a live Oscars roast next year.
these are all things that are definitely going to happen. Hey, we could save that for next time. But let's see. I did want to ask you about Dune.
Did we talk about it on the show?
You watched it. You watched Dune 1.
I watched Dune Part 1.
A couple weeks ago.
Yes.
I watched Dune Part 1 because I knew I had some time free. I was going to go see Dune Part 2. I said, I got to see this movie. Everyone's talking about it. Dune, Dune, Dune. That's all it's on everybody's lips right now.
Can you feel Doonergy?
So I watched Dune 1. I said, this is awesome. It's great. It's great. It made me a believer of Timothée Chalamet, I think.
Yeah. I finally
said,
saw him in one thing where I said, he is committed. Sometimes I see these young little punks in a movie, and I just want to go, aren't you so privileged? This little good-looking little man in your movies, and you get to do the things, and you get to do all the press.
Yeah,
and
I think it's just jealousy.
And then I see you walking around in the press shots. They're just like us with his cool clothes on. I say, aren't you so cool that your job is being big movie star? And he kind of shows up and he's like, scratch that, reverse it. They give me chocolate river. And it's like, aren't you think you're so funny? Well, guess what? You're good in Dune. He's kind of good in, what's it, Call Me By Your Name, where he's got that peach and he's going to town on it.
I didn't see it. But I will say I was watching Dune and I was like, my hair used to be that thick.
That's what I looked at him. I say, soon even the best of you will be gone, Paul Atreides.
I said, I think when I was about 10 years ago, I looked like that.
Yeah, exactly like that.
I could have been in a movie. But what was I doing?
Should have tried out.
Yeah. But we can't go backwards. And of course, we have to.
No, and that's the point of Denis Villeneuve's.
Yeah, in a way.
Love the guy. Cannot remember his name.
It's great. It's beautiful. And then I saw Dune 2. And I'm trying not to be spoiled about any of what's happening with Dune because, of course, it's based on...
Spoiled.
It's based on... Yeah, I don't want to be like Timothée Chalamet, a spoiled little
Just
brat.
walking around Hollywood. Well.
Of course, Dune is based on a book series, as we talked about.
Yeah, it came out a couple years ago.
And I don't want to spoil what's coming with Dune Messiah. So I'm trying to also stay off the internet for the next 4 to 5 years.
Yeah. I think I've already seen something that spoiled a bit of Dune 2 for me.
Yeah, I did. Before I went to Dune 2, I said, well... And that's... But Dune 2 is great also.
Can you even rank them? Are they two birds of a single feather, or is one a little better than the other one?
People are saying 2 is the best.
I've heard both, though. I've heard people say the first one is better.
I think I kind of like the first one better just because it's that you get the fun introduction to the world and that sort of thing. Not that it's fun.
Now you're in it.
It's kind of all miserable.
Well, it's fun from an outsider's perspective. It's like they can't drink anything but spit. That's
what I loved about these movies. I see a lot of comparisons to Star Wars. And I know George Lucas was somewhat influenced by Herbert.
Never heard of him.
But I think people are giving it a little too much. Like, wow, I just realized Dune is Star Wars. It's like, no, it's not. Shut up.
No.
Just because there's a sand planet. No. Okay? Paul Atreides is Anakin Skywalker.
And there's only so many things we can do with like space. Like, is it a nice planet?
Right.
Is it going to have lush forest? It's going to be sand. If you're Star Wars, every planet is just sand for some reason.
Well, now it is. And now, if we were to ever talk about Dune and Star Wars, I could do a full 2 hours on this.
Oh, my goodness.
We're not going to do it here, folks.
Thank God.
And ever. But I was thinking about that. And anyway, Star Wars is the sort of romantic, sentimental version. And Dune is sort of the cold, realistic version. of the sort of chosen one falling, rising, falling, whatever may happen in the Dune world. I don't know what happens in 3.
Don't spoil it for us. I don't want to know what happens to the Atreides Empire. I don't want to know why Daddy Oscar, what he left in his wake, in the dune of his. Well, and if you haven't seen the first one.
But the comparison I think of to Star Wars is there's little details where they're in their little buzzy copter, their little helicopters. Now I can't even think of what it was, but there's something. There's a little bit of the sun rises a little bit. I can't remember if this is in 1 or 2, but the sun rises a little bit and there's just a bit of a glare and the guy like changes his visors to be sunglass visors. I said, people don't do that in movies anymore.
Annie, the buzzy copters are after me.
There's just these little moments of like the detail of like their suits turn their sweat into water, stuff like that. I know that that's probably in the book. That's not.
Well, if it's not, that's insane.
Yeah, but it's just those little things of like.
He's still writing a good story that.
I think the sunglass thing was where I said that's a good director. Adding a little, that's world building where they know it gets obviously super bright. We need sunglass visors. And he just quickly changes it to sunglasses. Built in. You get a little like, oh yeah, just that happened, and my mind went. They had to come up like they've been here so long. There was a time when they didn't have that. They had to think about that and build that. That's cool.
There's something else in there like that, but well, I'm just not gonna get it.
I like Dune. I like Dune 2.
Can't wait to see Dune 2. Very excited to see Dune 2. More sand for us, sir. You think they will go ahead and make the third one?
They have to.
Not confirmed though, right? It's sort of like
I think it's confirmed.
What we will do.
I think it's confirmed.
All right. It's got to be confirmed, huh?
I think so.
So what else? The Oscars were big, or weren't they?
We can be done.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Bye.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.